Alright, hello there. How's it going? Welcome to a little bit more fun today. Just kind of walking around, seeing what's happening, right? So, as of now, we're at like an evangelical church's parking lot, which, goddamn, this place is fucking huge. You know, I'm fairly insulated in kind of my interactions with the world, but like when I hear things like, evangelicals control so much, it's like, goddamn, with fucking buildings like this, no wonder. And like, this is just technically two sides of the building. Like, I didn't even show you the freaking side where, holy shit, it loops all the way around this street here. It's maddening. And you kind of, when you see buildings like this, you kind of understand maybe churches should be taxed. So, I figure maybe they'll do their civic duty by letting me park in their parking lot. It's kind of funny because I've actually never been inside of a church. I'm a very non-religious person. I come from a non-religious family. And so, yeah, it's just kind of, religion's never really been a thing in my life. It's just not something that I think about. And, when people say, oh, where do you get your morals? It's like, I mean, if you need a 2,000-year-old religion that talks about stoning people to death, maybe you should keep it. But for myself, I never have that inclination to want to murder my neighbor for working on Sunday. So, that's just the world we live in. I don't know what's better, walking on the grass or walking on the street sidewalk. I figured walking on the sidewalk might be better because then I'm not doing that kind of crunchy crunch dead leaf stepping stuff that makes that oh so lovely noise. But unfortunately, it seems all those dead leaves have kind of fallen in the gutter of the street here. I don't know, should we go down this way? Originally I wanted to show a more of that park where last episode abruptly ended. Unfortunately, that's apparently a bad battery, which stinks, but hey, it is what it is. So, however, with the coronavirus still going around, I figured, and it being Labor Day right now, it might be better just to kind of walk around Barrington here, because Barrington always has the extravagant houses for some reason. Apparently this is where, a bunch of rich people moved. When I actually first got out of the military, I was doing Uber and Lyft driving until I figured out that, oh wow, you're actually losing money on every ride you give. But there's this one guy that I ended up picking up from the Palatine train station one time, which always makes me wonder, so let me give you a little bit of what I know about this one ride stranger. Apparently, during the week, Monday through Friday, he would have a studio apartment in Chicago where, he would just walk to his, or go to his stock trading job. I don't know what he specifically did, but he did something with stocks, that's what everyone does, right? Everyone does something with stocks. But, what was it? And then, of course, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, he would come back to Barrington, which is where, his McMansion was. And he had a very nice, house and all that. And it was just a very weird conversation because, in case you haven't caught by now, I'm a super duper liberal. And whenever you have those kinds of conversations, you can just tell where certain people are Republicans or right-leaning, or, they wish there was such a thing as 0% taxes. Because, they think that roads are free, police are free, firefighters are free, military, food inspections, everything's free, they think. But, it's just what they think. Or, if they don't want 0% taxes, they want something incredibly low, like 1% or 10% taxes. Which, I don't know. Don't think that would be a good thing. Especially for, wealth inequality and all that. Anyway. So, with that, he was telling, we talked about sushi and things like that. And, as soon as I said I was in the military, I believe it was a Lyft ride, where back when, Uber did not have tipping, but Lyft did. And, as soon as I said that I used to be in the military, I could just feel, the tone of his voice changing, where he's kind of oh, wow, I guess I better, tip this guy now. He used to be in the military, which always kind of bothers me because it's you're basically at that point tipping someone for their previous profession. And, it has absolutely no bearing on the performance that they are doing now. And it just kind of always bothers me when that sort of mentality creeps up. But, what was it? So, that was a thing that was going on. And, what have you. He was just, I don't know. It just felt really weird. But, that's Barrington for you. Bunch of rich people who wish taxes were lower. Speaking of low taxes, originally I was not going to turn down this street, but then I saw this freaking McMansion over at the fucking far end of the street. And I'm just like, God damn, the opulence. And I wonder because, look around this, neighborhood. That is probably a 1,200 square foot house. They have their little, garage shack and things like that. But they also have a greenhouse and things like that. And there's, this fucking house party going on Labor Day. So, they get to go spread it on Monday and for the rest of the week. But then you have this house right here. You can tell it's relatively new due to the wooden exterior and that brick lining. I never understand why, some places do the half brick siding. That always seems so cheap and tacky to me. Because it's as soon as you walk 5 feet, it's not brick. But yeah, look at the size of this fucking place. Ugh. What do you think they're asking for this house? $1 million? Couple million? I don't know. They got a very nice waterfront in front. Waterfront? No, it's not a waterfront. Waterfall. That's probably the correct English. Oh, look, they even have specialized garage entrances for their tall car. Probably the van, but who knows. Oh, look, more people moving. Pods. Oh, looks like they're almost moved out too. The garage looks empty. Here's a nice little wannabe Frank Lloyd Wright house. Some good old Texas stars on front of it. Whenever I see stars, I always think of Texas. Well, that's a nice view that they have. Nice green mossy pond. Probably no mosquitoes. Let's see, is this a street or is this a residence? So many homes for sale. I'm not gonna lie, I was able to sell my house in not even a week. Like, it's a very nice shingled roof. I always wonder how much of a bitch those are to redo. Oh man, they even got a brick driveway. Oh, I bet that's a bitch to, what's it called? Do landscaping on. Because you always get those like little weeds growing through the cracks. A lot of open garages today, I wonder why. Oh my god, that house even has a freaking go-kart or golf cart. What the hell? Looks like we ended up finding a park. So. This one is much more empty than the first park I went to, or at least the park from last video. Looks like we're just coming up to an empty field, so I don't know how much there will be to really show of it. Typical field where it's just, you know, perfectly mowed and maintained grass. Lots of soccer fields. How many gallons of gasoline do you think is used on this field a month? Like, look at the size of this place. Fucking huge. And you know what, I guess we could do a 12-month average, because I'm sure this place isn't getting as much lawn maintenance in December as it is in July. But thank you for 20 years of dedicated service, Joanne Snyder, founding member of BASA. I guess that's like Barrington Area Superficial Advisory. Whatever the fucking area beautification word is around here. How many times do you think they've replaced those wooden guardrails? And again, it's just for area beautification. You could at least, semi-justify it by saying, oh, it's in case, a soccer ball gets kicked off the court and, then it just rolls into the street when some other drunk soccer mom is coming over because she's late, had a few too many wine coolers. So rather than just walking around, I'm just gonna hop over this fence right here. Hiya. Yeah. This open expanse though, damn, it's huge. Like, you see this? This is crazy. Of course, no soccer field would be complete without a baseball field. What do you think the odds are there's a football field around here? Although maybe they just convert the soccer fields to it whenever they need it for mini league. Yeah. I mean, I have to say, this is all very idyllic and all that, but, like, when you think about just how uninclusive this is, or, how much money do you think is spent on maintaining this a year? Tens of thousands, right? It's a big field, could easily see them getting one, maybe two guys to mow it. Probably charges $100 for every square, or 1,200 square feet. So, I don't know. And of course, I always wonder, what are the connections between whatever alderman approved the budget and the actual lawnmower. Oh, this is nice. They got a coronavirus, what is this, sticker thing? Placard. Alright, stay safe and off the field. Oops. Stay home if you are sick. Bring your own equipment and gear, if possible. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue or your elbow. Wash your hands or use sanitizer before and after events and sharing equipment. Tell a coach or staff member if you don't feel well. cdc.gov/coronavirus. Yep. That's what those $3 trillion were spent on. And you know what? I'm actually a supporter of spending more, because then that money can maybe actually get to the people who need it, instead of, just giving businesses. But who knows? That's a crazy talk idea. Give money to poor people? That's terrible. If they're not poor, then how are we gonna keep them poor? If we gave them any sort of viability to survive without working a low-wage menial task job, then how the hell are we supposed to keep them? It's funny how much, poverty is just a cycle, and how, I don't want to say governments, but certain politicians, just try their best to try to keep people down. It's impressive. And yet, people, a grand majority of people honestly think that all politicians are good. It's just so hilarious to me. Ooh, look at that shopping. I wonder if there's a branch, and I don't know. Because you figure they would have thrown it back up. There it is. Yeah, so there probably was a very long branch jutting out for that. And they probably chopped it into smaller pieces and just threw it back into the wood line. This is some shack. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but someone could easily slip their hand through that. That looks like it could easily be broken into. But I'm sure there's, other than field equipment, I'm sure there's nothing really that interesting in there. Although who knows, maybe that's where Barrington keeps all their gold, right? This is neat though. Looks like it's a community garden. Looks like people are growing a couple of pumpkins in time for Halloween. It's pretty neat though. I don't know why people can't just use their own front yards for that, but whatever. This is the society we live in. People would much rather drive a quarter mile to go do some farming and planting rather than just use their own front yard. You know, just like their ancestors. Ooh, what's this? You know, if there's anything I love, it's hidden paths. Especially ones I can't fit in. So let's see what's in here. It's pretty cool. So, who knows? So this tree, yeah, it looks like it used to be part of this tree right here. If you can see it through the bushes. And then it just kind of splintered off. Damn, that must have been a long ass branch. Cause yeah, look, it's actually shorter than me, where it broke off. If you can see right there, that's maybe like, yeah, that's about 5'5" maybe, 5'5". So, yeah, damn, that must have been a long ass, like look how tall that is. And then when you I don't know if you can see the branches kind of jutting out in its direction. Yeah, I'm surprised it grew so long and so tall. That's interesting. All right, back on the path. Look, a little bird on the trail. Doubt you can see it, but what is it? He just keeps like jotting every couple feet forward. Up, there he goes. Look. Oh, he was on a little branch. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Damn, I have to like hunch the fuck down right there. Woods were not made for tall people. Although, as Frank Lloyd Wright once said, anyone over 6 feet is a waste of material. So I'm living up to his standard right now. Alright, so we could go that way, or we could go this way. I mean, that's tar. That's tar and dirt, so let's take the path less traveled. Alright, it looks like we're back on the main path. Of course, we can go this way where looks like they really have not maintained that. Or we can go this way, which looks a lot more bright and sunny, but it also is further away from those houses that we started off at. And seeing as that we have about, 24 more minutes, let's take the path that we're not supposed to take, because I currently see a nice little guardrail, or not guardrail, but guard rope that very obviously means do not pass this. So, oh shit, am I actually on the wrong side? Because it looks like the text is on the other side of it. I like how rather than just walking around it, we're just gonna step over it right here. So what does it say? Closed. Damn, that is low. Alright. Well, just wouldn't be an adventure if you didn't break the rules. What the fuck is that house? Like, god damn. I don't know if you can fucking see that through the fucking bush line, but someone just has their fucking house, like, perfect view, a nice little, walk path. And I'm sure you can hear the kind of vitriol and anger in my voice whenever I see these kind of over-the-top houses where they just have these magnificent views, and it does kind of, what's the word, steal it from the society at large. And that raises the question, well, what do I think is the right thing to do? Should we all just live in these cubic apartments with no windows? I mean, seeing as how the government got rid of public housing a long ass time ago, maybe. I mean, yeah, seriously, look at the view that house has. They just get, like, all of this. It's maddening. Granted, I'm sure those leaves kind of block a lot of their view. But I would not be shocked if they enjoy a very nice wintertime view. Oh, so this is a road. I was wondering why it's so wide. uh. Makes me wonder then, what's the way to get back to the mega church? I wonder, do you think that church was arguing for reopening? I guess that'll be always a nice way to know whether or not you can trust your church, is if they were arguing for it reopening and being allowed to have sermons again. Alright, so seeing as how that's kind of a main road, I think we're going to turn it right back around. See what kind of happens. Which makes me wonder, what the fuck does this road service? Like, is this for the new development that's going to be built in the next 10 years? Of just, suburban housing? All these, either McMansions mixed in with, one-story ranches. Like, very beautiful scenery. Got your nice flowers, you got your nice landscaping, Got about 2 feet on that side of the road and then about 4 feet on this side of the road. Probably closer to 5. Just trimmed grass. I love that view though. I don't know what it is, but I just think there's something so great about marshes with, kind of little grass sticking out from the water line. I think there's something that I find like almost contradictory about it, because you always think that like grass might drown or what have you, but then, it just seems to be surviving. And there's this hill right here. Wonder if it's a man-made hill. So we're at a crossroads here, both metaphorically and literally. Do we go where we came from, come back that way, or do we travel down this path, see what we can find? I feel like there really isn't that much more down that way. We'll find, we'll go there. But, cause yeah, look at how I don't see any paths. So it'll be interesting. But this is all about exploration and looking at something you've never seen before. So we already went that other way. Might as well go this way. Speaking of which, so that means there's a housing development right over there. But if you want to get to here, you have to get on a main road, get out of your housing development, go down this little road, and then just come here. And I think it's a fair criticism to that point I just wrote about how, well, you're complaining about how there's all these roads that lead to nowhere and service virtually no one. When another little road that only services maybe like 40 people, wouldn't that also kind of be against what you're against? And it's like, yeah, this whole system is bad. I think that might be my point. And you can say, well, if you're just going to criticize, then what are you really contributing? Anyone could say something is wrong. But I think, coming up with a solution might be better. And, my solution would be, don't develop this area. Like, why are parks, designated? Essentially, is my point of this. Where it's like, why do we just have these kinds of areas where it's just cleared landing with a tar driveway to it? Because what is so special about this area versus that area? Is it the fact that roads have kind of become so ingrained in our kind of cultural understanding, like, yes, you can go here? Is that what the issue is? I really don't know. Maybe that is what the issue is, but if that is it, then I feel like there needs to be some kind of a change where we can probably, or hopefully, better understand things to be at the point where, hey, this is just land with no development on it. I am allowed to go there. But yeah, we do have all these kinds of trespassing laws. It is very easy. I would not have been shocked if that gentleman over by those plants earlier, that little community farm area, I would not have been shocked if he had said, hey, this is private property, get lost, or I'm calling the cops. That would not have been shocking. And I don't think it would have been shocking to you either, the audience. And so, I think there's something to say about that, where the way that we kind of parcel out land to where only certain people can use it at certain times under certain, authority, I don't think that's healthy. And I don't think that contributes to the public good. Now, you can take what I just said and take it to its logical extreme of, oh, so you think that, anyone should just be allowed to walk into someone else's house and, just kind of hang out there, be like, yep, I'm sleeping here tonight. And you know what? There's parts of me that, kind of agree with that kind of idea, that we should, afford housing to anyone. I know that's a very uncomfortable thing to be that communal, because lots of societies across the world now have adopted the idea of land ownership. And so there's not really a lot that can be done about that, to kind of counteract that, until there is a monetary reasoning for undoing that sort of institutionalization. I mean, we live in a society where your local township can parcel off a piece of land and sell it to a developer, and that is the idea of creating wealth. And then if that developer builds houses on it, they have created more wealth. And then, if in a couple of years one of those houses sell, and then it becomes redistricted to be commercialized property, now it can be a shop and create even more wealth. And so we just kind of live in this sort of economic ecosystem where things can evolve to be wealth created or wealth lost. An example of wealth lost being, if someone had bought one of those homes, but then one day they lost their job, can no longer afford the mortgage payments, then they have to sell the home, either giving up the principal that they've paid down over the years, or just selling it at a loss. A short sale, if you will. Which, that is another system or example of wealth destroyed or wealth lost. But yet, overall, by and large, everything is the same to when that person had bought it. And so you can argue, well, was that person swindled? I would argue to a degree, yes. But, then what are the social protections that should be afforded to those people? Because as I kind of said earlier, I sold my house, when we were walking by some home sale signs, I sold my house not even a week. But yet, I sold it more than what I bought it for. And I did very little to improve that home. So, did I swindle someone? Possibly. Because I know if they want to sell that home, they're going to have to put a little bit of work into it. I don't know. We're just in this very kind of weird society where things are a certain way and it really doesn't make sense. It makes sense on paper, but in terms of serving the social good, which I think is what a lot of us want, I think by and large a majority of us would agree that a lot of things do not serve society as a whole and actually serve perhaps a very select few. And here we are, emerging from the other side of that kind of dark path. So we're about to come to the end of this video. Hopefully you had some time to think about what was said today. Hopefully you can come up with some good arguments against what I said. Hopefully you can come up with some better ideas than what I said. But overall, I'd like to say I appreciate you taking the time to watch. We only have so much time on this earth. You decided to enjoy the views with me. And so, say thank you.